Oh, hey there. Say, did I ever tell you how I came to acquire El Caballo Diablo? Not too long ago, I was sitting at a roadside bar, and I met an old man. It seemed like he had his share of miles under his belt. And he said to me, "Son, did I ever tell you about El Caballo Diablo?" And I said, "No, sir, I don't believe you have." He said, "Well, El Caballo Diablo is a fabled mount who lives in these areas in western North Carolina, almost as elusive as Bigfoot, as they would say. He's a dark mount with amber glowing eyes, and he refuses to be tamed by anybody. I've looked for him myself," he said. "Never been able to find him. I've heard him rumbling through the woods when I've been on my own walks." We sat for a while, exchanging stories of our travels. I could sit for hours and listen to that old man. Some of the places he's been, some of the things he's seen, the stuff that legends are made of. I was intrigued. I asked him to tell me more about this fabled creature that he calls El Caballo Diablo. And he was obliged to tell me everything he knew. The last areas that he thought anybody had heard about him, or the signs they've seen. The thing was known to leave its tracks on many of these roads throughout the woods. But again, nobody's ever been able to see him. So I made a vow to that man that day that I swore I would do my best to find that wild beast, capture him and tame him, and show him how much more this world has to offer. I will be his guide. He will be my mount. We will ride many, many trips together. I swore that to that man so long ago in that roadside bar. So I gathered what little information he had, committed it to memory, and off I went. He told me the last time they've heard of him or seen signs of him was in the Pisgah National Forest. Well, Pisgah, as you know, is very, very vast. It could be anywhere. But he told me of an area just outside of Mills River where he's been known to roam. So I started my journey. I packed up my supplies, and I planned to be out there for a while. I was destined. I was going to find that mount. I gathered my rope and some supplies. I started to make my way through the woods. A little ways down the road, I thought I could hear the grunt, the low rumble of that wild beast. He's just up on the other side of that ridge. And I thought that if I can get low enough, I could crawl, maybe just catch sight of him. At this point, I was just happy to be able to see him. The thought of even capturing him wasn't in my mind at the time. So I continued up, just over that ridge. I caught sight of him, sitting there in the middle of that very narrow road that's hardly traveled by anybody. Sat this beautiful, majestic beast. My heart fluttered. I gasped for breath. I thought, this is it. I have found him. El Caballo Diablo. Right there in front of me. As real as the trees around me. He stood there. He didn't seem frightened at first. He looked at me. I looked at him. I slowly decided to make my way towards him. He didn't move. I think he was as curious looking at me as I was looking at him. So as I got closer, I slowly put my hand out and I approached him. His eyes glowed like the burning embers of a campfire that's been left to burn out. At first I didn't want to scare him, so I slowly brought the rope out, up to the side at first, and then I looped it up right over his handlebars and slowly tightened it down. Got a little nervous at first. He shook, and he started to try to pull away, but I held firm pressure on that rope, and I thought, this is it. I found him, and I decided, like a fool, to try to climb up onto him and see if he would let me ride him. At first he tried to throw me. I gotta say, I was scared. I've never been on a beast with that much power and that wild. To try to capture him out of his natural habitat. And he would let me ride him. So I did my best. Hold on with all my might. And he started to slowly let me ride him. And we rode down the road, and I convinced him to turn around and head back the other way. Slowly accelerating at first, until he decided that he was going to allow me to ride. I was impressed. At first I thought I was dreaming. This can't be real, but I could feel the vibration. I could smell the exhaust. I felt the wind in my face as we rode down that road. We came to a stop and he slowly climbed off. He didn't run. He just stayed there. He seemed to want to be with me. It seemed like we had a bond that I never knew existed, and that bond was created that day. Since then, we've been on many adventures together. We've explored miles and miles of this back roads, through Pisgah National Forest, up and through Virginia. I've taken him to the Pennsylvania border, and he's done fantastic the whole time. So I am proud to own him, and he is El Caballo Diablo, the horse of the devil.